Top 10 military spending countries in Africa. Do you know that most African governments spend more on military and security than health and education? The military is seen as a crucial and highly significant component of a nation's security. In an effort to develop its military, each nation undertakes several unique activities, including heavily funding its defense systems. Countries spend a lot of money each year fighting wars and defending their borders. These are funds that have been granted by governments to pay for several parts of a standing fighting force, such as pensions, upkeep, and support. Everyone may agree that protecting people's lives and property is of the utmost importance. For many African nations, the necessity to invest heavily on security and defense has never been more critical, given the rise in both internal and external terrorism occurrences, as well as the developing hostility between states. An unstable environment makes economic progress all but impossible. It is crucial for nations to secure their borders and areas of jurisdiction. And one of the surest ways to do that is the development of military facilities and technologies, the procurement of weapons and security equipment, and the hiring, paying for, and training of security personnel. While every African nation has a defense budget, some obviously spend more. Stay with Africa Reloaded to discover who spend more. Take a few seconds to subscribe to Africa Reloaded before we begin. 10. Uganda. Because of the conflict in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Kenya's neighbor to the west, Uganda, upped its defense spending in 2022. Uganda's finance minister, Maisha Kasaija, stated that the government has earmarked $1.02 billion for security on Tuesday, June 14, when presenting the budget for the 2022 to 2023 fiscal year to Parliament. The rule of law and the maintenance of peace, security, and stability must continue to be top government goals, according to Kasaija. 9. Angola. One of the richest nations in Africa, Angola is predicted to have a GDP of $74 billion by the end of 2022. It is ranked as the 9th country in Africa, with the largest defense budget as a result of its large expenditures. According to the GFP evaluation, its military is placed 66th out of 142 nations. The power index of Angola is on 391. 8. Tunisia. With a power index of on 3664, Tunisia boasts one of the strongest military, as well as one of the strongest economies in all of Africa. Its spending budget for the time period under consideration is $1.17 billion. The GFP placed Tunisia 74th out of 142 nations in its yearly review for 2022. 7. Kenya. The budget for Kenya's military has frequently been kept under wraps. The security sector received $317.8 billion in the budget for the 2022 to 2023 fiscal year, which was read by Treasury Cabinet Secretary Ukur Yatani. The money will be divided among the police, the military, and the National Intelligence Service, NIS. Defense received $1.18 billion, NIS $372.3 million, and money for the police and prisons in this $9.4 million. 6. South Africa. The second richest nation in Africa is South Africa. By the end of 2022, the country's GDP will reach $345 billion. The nation's $2.9 billion defense budget covers more than 80,000 military troops and equipment. Out of 142 countries evaluated, Global Firepower ranks its military as the 26th most potent in the world. 5. Libya. Since North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, backed Arab Spring murdered Muammar Gaddafi in Sirte on October 20, 2011, Libya has been in an unstable state. Two factions have been engaged in a civil war in the North African nation for more than 10 years. Libya's projected 2022 spending budget is $3.5 billion, making it the 6th on our countdown. 4. Egypt. With a force of approximately 920,000 soldiers, Egypt is the most powerful military in Africa and ranks 13th globally. Its manpower, logistical capabilities, and variety of armaments all factor into the ranking. It will spend $4.4 billion in 2022. Egypt has a power index of 0.2216, according to Global Firepower (GFP), which measures the military prowess of nations. 0.0 is regarded as the strongest or ideal value. 3. Morocco. North Africa is home to the nation of Morocco. Its annual budget for military spending is $5.4 billion, or 4% of its GDP. On the continent, the budget ranks third highest. Abdelatif Laouadi, the Moroccan defense minister, called the budget reasonable and practical. The nation's military spending has climbed by more than 50% since 2011. 90% of the nation's imports of guns come from the US, followed by France, 9.2%, and the UK, 0.3%. It holds the 55th position internationally in terms of military might. Its military is equipped with 3,335 battle tanks, 144 rocket launchers, 3,500 armored vehicles, 517 self-propelled artillery pieces, and 211 towed artillery pieces, according to Adelaire. 2. Nigeria. With a budget of $5.8 billion, Nigeria, the most populated country in Africa, is the continent's second-largest spender. The nation of West Africa has seen challenges from Boko Haram. The northeastern region has been terrorized by Boko Haram, which has ties to the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant, ISIL. Nigeria would spend more than $19.9 billion on security between 2016 and 2021. According to DataFight, a significant portion of the budget is devoted to recurring expenses, with salaries and benefits accounting for 86.8% of the total in 2021. 1. Algeria. In 2022, Algeria had a defense budget of $9.7 billion. The nation of North Africa is ranked 23rd in the world in terms of military power expenditure. The highest on the continent, Algeria allocates 7% of its gross domestic product, GDP, to its military. With a $221 military budget per person, it ranks second after Botswana. The money is used for national security, with the People's National Armed Forces receiving a sizable portion of it. Algeria has the second most potent army in Africa, after Egypt, thanks to its enormous purchasing capacity. As days go by, African nations see the need to protect themselves from uncertainty, especially civil unrest like terrorism and border conflicts. These nations have to be prepared at all times, hence the need for military spending. Even though equipping one's nation militarily is a necessity, peace is the ultimate goal of every country. Thanks for watching. Stay connected with us for more exciting videos. Also, do not forget to turn on the notification to get alerts of our new videos. And please make sure to like and subscribe to our channel.